Hello everyone. This is the continuation of the project that I started a couple of days ago, and this is the third part. And remember that I talked about the installation of osTicket on Ubuntu server. So the ultimate aim of this project is to demonstrate how to create and respond to tickets in osTicket. But first, I have to ready the system by carrying out a couple of configurations. So to get started, I have to configure rules. As you can see here, the login page is already loaded and ready to go. So just log in as the admin user. So as you can see, there's really not quite a lot of things happening here. So the first thing I will do here is to configure rules. To do that, I have to click on admin panel, and then I will click on agents, and then I'll click on rules, and I'll click on add new rule. So I will call this role Supreme Admin. Okay, so the Supreme Admin, I'm going to give the Supreme Admin a number of permissions. So I'll click on the permissions tab and then check all the boxes here to assign permissions to the Supreme Admin. Okay, and then I'll click on that role. So as you can see here, the Supreme Admin has been created. If you look at the timestamp here, it tells you that it's been created just a moment ago. So the next thing I will do is to configure departments. To do so, I have to click on departments and then click on add new departments. Okay, these departments, I will call it sysadmins, which stands for system administrators. So sysadmin. I will make the sysadmins department the top level departments. Any other department can come right under it. So then I will go ahead and then click on create department, which is this. Click on create departments. So as you can see, the sysadmins department has been created right here. So next will be for me to create agents. So agents are usually employees of the organization, the employee of the business that respond to tickets from customers. So to do so, I have to click on agent and then click on add new agent. So in this case, I will have to enter the first and the last name for the agent. So here I will use, I'll enter the first name here as Matt, and then the last name here as Donald. So Matt Donald. So I need to enter the contact information for the agent. So I have to, in this, I'm not going to enter the phone number, so I will only use the email address for Matt Donald. Simply just paste it. Okay. And then I give the agent a username. So the format that we use here is the last initial followed by first name. So last initial will be D, Matt. Okay. And then next step is to set the password by simply clicking set password. And by conventions, you're supposed to send an email to the agent so they can reset the password. But this is for demonstration purposes. I'm not going to be able to do that. So I will simply uncheck this and also uncheck the next box, and then create a password for the agent. So I'll just simply fill this. Because I already have it in my password manager, I'm just going to update. So this is McDonald. Okay, then click on set to set the password. Okay, so and then I will have to click on the access tab to assign the user, the agents I mean, to a specific primary department. So here I will have to select from here and assign the McDonald to the sysadmins department, and then also select the role, and that also going to be supreme admin. Okay, all right, so with that done, I just simply go ahead and click create. So as you can see, the agent McDonald has been created. So if you click on here, you should have sufficient information about that. Okay, so I will add one more agent by simply clicking on add new agent. So this other agent, I'm going to call her Eliza John. Okay, and I'll give Eliza John an email. So I'll give her this email. Okay, so I don't really need to do anything about the phone numbers. It's for, like I said before, just for demonstration purpose. If it is in the real life situation, then you can do that. So I'll go ahead and then I'll give her a username. It's going to be J Eliza. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and set the password. I'll check this just like before, and then create the password. And then I'll update it here. Okay, and then click on set. And then I have to assign Eliza to a department, a primary department. Here I will assign her to support, and then select the role. So the role I also give her supreme admin, and then click on create. So as you can see, Eliza has been created. Okay, so the next thing I will do is to create teams. So I just have to make sure that the agents tab is still selected, and then I'll go ahead and then click on teams. So usually businesses and companies assign their employees to specific teams to address certain issues, specific issues. So in this case, I'll go ahead and create a new team by simply clicking on add new team. And I will give this team a name, and I will call this inventory. Inventory team. Okay. All right. And then I will go ahead and then add the members to this team. So I have to select from here. I will add Eliza John. Click on add, and then also select McDonald and click on add to add them, both of them, to the team. And then we'll go ahead and click on create team. So as you can see here, the teams are already created. So you can see that the inventory team has been created with 2 members right here. So the next thing I will do is to create users. To do so, I have to click on the agent panel, okay, and then click on the users tab, and then click on add user. So if you have users already that you know and you already have information about them, maybe probably in your system you can go ahead and search by either email, phone, or number. But in this case, I will simply just enter the email for the user and then enter the user's full name to create that user. I give him that email and his name will be Valentino. Okay. And I don't really need information about the phone number, so that's not required for this demonstration. So then I will just go ahead and click on add user. So as you can see, Valentino has been added here. Okay. So, and you can add as many users as you want to add based on what you want to demonstrate or based on the nature of your business. But like I said, this is for demonstration purpose, so I only require one for now. So the next thing I'm going to do is to configure the service level agreements. Usually when you talk about service level agreements, uh, it sets uh, the the priority level for certain task. Sometimes a task could require that they require an urgent attention, so you have to fix that. And then some the priorities might be a little bit low, so you have to configure that, and they have to be accomplished within a specific amount of time. So that's what service level agreements, or sometimes abbreviated as SLS, are for. So to do that, I'll have to click on the admin panel, and then I have to click on manage, and then here I will click on SL, service level agreements, and then click on add new SLA plan. So in this SL service level agreements, so I have to give it a name based on the level of priority, based on how severe the situation is. So here I will just type in SEV-A. So this indicates the highest level of severity or priority. And so then I will give you a grace period. Grace period talks about the number of hours or minutes, but in this case it's hours, the number of hours in which this problem needs to be fixed. So I'll give it grace period of 1 hour, and then I have to select the schedule. So the schedule here is going to be, I'll put this 24/7. So that's a schedule. So this has to be done within a time frame of 1 week, 7 days a week. So with that done, I will just go ahead and then click on add plan. So as you can see, the plan has been successfully added. Okay, so the next one that I will do now is to configure help topics. So I will simply click on help topic and then click on add new help topic. So there are quite a number of topics that the system administrator can use. Sometimes that might be based on maybe the number of occurrences, and based on that, the system administrator might decide, okay, because this has quite a number of occurrences, so yes, I'm going to put this one here because users, or customers are most likely going to have this kind of problem. So in this demonstration, I will add a topic, probably password, because a lot of people usually have problems with password. So I'll put password issues, okay? And so so I so then I now have to select the parents topic. So here I will add report a problem. So then click on add topic. So as you can see, the the parent topic and the topic itself has been created. Yeah, so you can easily see that in the help topics, simply clicking help topics, and you see the logs here already. So it has been created here, right here. Okay, so that's that for this video. So in the next video, I will talk about how to create and respond to tickets. So stay tuned. Thank you.